guys, and welcome back. In this virtually tech video, you will learn how to set up your Google Meet from your Google Classroom, as well as review the current features found in Google Meet. So let's begin. Once you're in your Google Classroom, you will notice that on your banner, you have your Meet link. If you do not see the Meet link, then you will have to go to your settings. You will have to set that up under General Settings, where you see the Meet option. You will have to generate a Meet link, and it'll give you a button to do so. You can also make it visible to students so that they will see it on their side as well in order to log in to the Meet. Once you're done changing the settings, you can then click Save. Then you will be able to see your Meet link on the banner on your stream page. Once you're there, you're going to click on your Meet link to start the Meet. Once you're there, you will be able to set up your microphone and camera settings. You can turn on or off your microphone before you enter the Meet, and you can do the same with your camera. From here, you can also choose to join right away, or you can choose to present starting the Google Meet. So for now, I'm going to choose the join now because I'm going to wait for my students to start coming into the Meet. As you can see here, it'll give you some joining info that you can send to either parents or students directly if they are having issues joining your Google Meet. Now I'm going to wait for my students to start coming in. On their side, they will have to go to their Google Classroom as well, and on the stream page, click on the Meet link that you have enabled for them to see. So as you can see, 18 of my students have already joined, but I can only see 16 of them in this tiled view. And so this is something that Google is currently working on improving, and hopefully the new Google Meet features will be out soon, and this will be one of them. I'm going to go over the current features that you currently have in Google Meet. And the very first thing is the participants list. If you notice at the very top, it'll give me a quick count of how many students are currently in this session. So if I were to click on this menu, it'll open up and it'll show me currently the students that are logged into this session. One of the things you can do is click on a particular student, and you can either pin them to your screen. That means that you will only be able to see that student. You can mute their microphone, or you can remove them from the meeting. So at the end of the session, if a student has not left, you can click on their drop-down menu and click this button to remove them from the meeting before you go. Google is currently working on a feature that will allow you to end the meeting for all students so that nobody will stay behind. But for now, you will have to individually click on each student and remove them from the meeting at the end of your session. From here, I can also use the chat feature to either send comments to the students or to share links such as Jamboard links, or maybe a Kahoot, quizzes, or GimKit link that I want them to use so that we can all play a game together. And just know that everybody can see what you type on this chat. It currently doesn't have the option to send private messages to individual students. You also have a preview here of your own video. You can pin it to your screen, or you can also show in a tile. So if I wanted to see myself in one of these tiles, I can click on it and it'll appear on the left-hand side at the top. And there it is. Next, we have the join information on the bottom left corner. Like I said, if you have parents trying to help students join the Google Meet and they're having trouble getting to their Google Classroom for whatever reason, you can send them the direct link by clicking on this menu here, and it'll show you the joining info, including the direct Meet link that you can copy and send directly to them. You also have the following buttons at the bottom. You have the microphone option, which you can turn on and off. You have the hang up button, which will allow you to leave the call. You have the turn off camera button, which will allow you to turn off and on your camera. You have the option to turn on captions for students so that they can read what you're saying at the bottom of their screen. For the presentation feature, you have several options. You can present your entire screen. This will be useful if you're going to be using resources both online and from your desktop. You can also present a window, and all the windows that you have open on your computer will show here, and you will be able to select which one you want to present from. And then you can click share and your students will be able to see whatever it is that you're doing on that window. Another option you have is to present a Chrome tab. So this is best for video and animation. So if you're going to be showing videos from YouTube or from your Drive, then this would be the best option. Once it opens, you will get a list of all the Chrome tabs you currently have open. You will have to choose the one you want to present from and click the share button at the bottom. Make sure the share audio option is checked off. One thing to consider is that when you are presenting, you will lose view of your students. So if I were to present from a window, then as you can see, it'll start the present mode. And here I will be able to see my students. But once I go to a new window to grab a resource, then I will no longer be able to see my students. So just keep in mind that while you are in present mode, you won't be able to see your students while you are visiting other sites. Once you want to stop presenting, you can then come back to the Google Meet tab and click on Stop Presenting. And just know that as you're presenting, you can switch between these in case that you want to go from presenting your entire screen to just presenting a window or a Chrome tab. You can definitely switch between these throughout your Google Meet session. And finally, we get to the More Options menu on the bottom right corner. Here you have the option of recording your session. So if you wanted to record your lesson with your students, you can do that and then share that with them afterwards so that they can either review, or if they need to go over your lesson one more time because they didn't quite understand the first time, then this would be beneficial for that purpose. If you had a student that maybe was not able to meet that day, then recording your session would definitely help them catch up. So in order to record, you can just click on Record Meeting. It'll then ask if you have consent to be recording your students. If you do, then you can click Accept. And you will see the recording icon start at the top of your screen. Once you are done recording, you can then go back and click Stop Recording. Now, what will happen with this recording is you will get an email saying that your recording is ready to review. It might take a couple of minutes, so just wait for it. And it'll also create a folder in your Google Drive to save all these recordings. It might take a while to show up, but eventually you will have a folder called Meet Recordings, and it will have all your Google Meet recordings in it. So from here, all you have to do is grab that shared link and send it to your students or post it on your Google Classroom so your students can go back and review those lessons. Another option you have is to change the layout. So right now I'm using the tiled layout, but if I wanted to use the sidebar layout, you will see that my students will move over to the right-hand side, and I will have a bigger view of only one of the tiles here in the middle. The third layout option you have is Spotlight, and so this will give the spotlight to whoever is speaking at the time. That person will be shown on your screen individually, so you will lose sight of the rest of the students. You also have the option to make your screen a full screen. You can click Escape to exit the full screen. You can also turn on the captions from here and turn them off. Under the settings, you only have the microphone, speakers, and video settings that you can adjust. And the last option here is to use a phone for audio. Once you are ready to end your session and have made sure that all your students have left the Meet, you can then exit out of the Google Meet by clicking on the Leave Call button. And so these are the current options, guys. There are more Google Meet updates coming soon. So once those do happen, I will create another video going through the new updates. And that is it, guys. I hope that this video has helped you to better understand the features in Google Meet to help you get started with your distance learning classes.